This is Hanabi. This is one of my personal favorite games. It's actually how I found Board Game Arena, wanting to play this game because it was so exciting to me with some players online. I was doing like play-by-post stuff with Discord and a Excel sheet, but I couldn't be one of the players because I knew all the solutions. Board Game Arena fixed that for me in a big way and makes it so it's not a memory game so much as it is a logic game. And I prefer the logic game to the memory game. If you play this physically, it's a little bit of both, unless you make some kind of player aid. I've made physical cards, and I allow my players to decide whether they want to use the physical cards and make it a full logic game, or whether they want to have to memorize every clue they've ever been given and what information is where. How you do that, some players rearrange their hands, do different things like that. It does kind of destroy a lot of the high-end logic if you rearrange your hand. Let's just go over the basics of how to play though. In Hanabi, you cannot see your own hand of cards. On your turn, you get the option to either give a clue, or discard a card, or play a card. So, if I wanted to give a clue, I could give him a clue red, and you'll see that would tell him one single card is red. I could tell him yellow, wouldn't give him any information. I could tell him green, would tell him about one card. Blue, tell him about two cards. I cannot choose to say, hey, this card is blue because that's the one I want him to play, and ignore this one. If I give a clue, it must clue every card that that clue applies to. I can either give one of the 5 colors or one of the 5 numbers. Early in the game, you have to get these cards placed into the play area in order from 1 to 5. So I'm going to clue him about 1s. Now I'm going to focus on the strategy, not actually playing this game. But he knows now he has 1s. I actually probably have a 1 as well, because I don't know why he would have clued me red unless it is a 1. But you keep cluing each other back and forth. At some point though, these clue tokens here, I sort of ignored them at the beginning. They started at 8 clues. When he gave a clue, he used 1. When I gave a clue, I used 1. The only way to get those back is to discard a card. So if I discard a card, I get a clue token back. We're back up to 7. I don't know what I'm going to do next here. Probably just play to show you what play looks like. So if I want to play my card, I click on it and then click into the play area, the green region, not the red, and it attempts to play it. If it can go into any of these stacks in a valid location, it does. You do not need to know the actual card you're playing, you just need to attempt it. I can attempt to play a card completely blindly and hope that I get lucky. It's not a very recommended strategy, but could completely do. I'm going to tell him real fast, play a card randomly. Alright, so he played his card and attempted to play a blue 5. Well, blue 5 can only go on top of a blue 4 and we don't have one. So it now goes to the discard pile. We do not get a clue token back, and we get a bomb mistake symbol. If you get 3 of these bomb tokens, you lose the game. So you have to be a little bit careful. It's not just that you don't get a clue back, it's not just that you get a bomb. There's another horrible thing that goes wrong when you do this, and that is there's a limited number of each card. Every one has 3 in the deck for each color. Every 2, 3, 4, and 2, 3, and 4, those middle numbers, there are 2 of each in the deck. There are 2 2s, 2 3s, 2 4s, but there's only 1 5. We will never be able to finish the blue firework now that this is in the discard. Just showing some examples here. It doesn't actually matter what we're playing. We're not going to play the game out. But you try to strategically give clues so that each other can figure out when a card is playable, when a card needs to be held. For example, if I give him this clue 4, this is not actually a good clue right now, but he would have to interpret this as please, please do not discard that card. There is already a green 4 in the discard pile, and since I clued him a 4 on his oldest card that's been in his hand the longest, that typically just means please don't discard that. That is a card we need. It's critical. It might not be playable now, but if we get rid of both of them, we'll never be able to finish the greens. The only other thing you need to know is when you finish a stack all the way to 5, you get a clue token back as a bonus. When the last card is drawn out of the deck and there are no cards left to be drawn, that triggers the final round. Every player, including the one who just drew, will get to play one more time. So if the final card is a 5, you're okay. If the final card is a 2, 3, or 4, and you'd already discarded the duplicate of it, you're never going to be able to finish all 25 cards. Your score is how many cards you got into the center. For a base game, it's anywhere from, I guess you could get 0 to 25. There are 2 expansions to this though. Let me abandon this and reset with an expansion. It's not really an expansion, it comes in the base game. It's not like that. There are just 2 other alternate modes of play. The first alternate mode of play is tricky. Whoa. Okay, you have tricky. It adds the multicolored cards into the deck. That's an entirely 6th suit of cards, but the thing with this extra 6th color is you cannot clue it directly, or you can clue it directly. Yeah, let me just show you. Tricky. If you'll accept. Tricky offers one more stack of play and a new kind of clue. I can clue multicolor directly. With the 10 card variant, it means it has the normal 3 1s, 2 2s, 2 3s, 2 4s in the deck. All sorts of fun stuff there. It's just upping the difficulty of the match a little bit. But the second difficulty there, the not just tricky but difficult, adds the 6 color multicolor, but there are only 5 cards. There's a 1, 2, 3, and 1 through 5, there's only 1 of each. You can never discard a multicolor card safely. You need to be very cautious about it. It totally changes the way you think about the game. And then the final one is the one that has made this game so amazing for me, the very difficult with multicolor. This adds all 10 of the multicolored cards into the game, but you do not have the option to clue multicolor. So get it to my turn. I don't have multicolor. I can give him an option. I can tell him about his whites. Now here he's given me a green and a yellow clue. I know these are not multicolor because neither of them lit up both times. But watch this. If I give him a clue about reds, his one multicolor card has been clued white and it has been clued as red. So now he knows, oh, that's not actually a red or a white, that's a multicolor. That's the only way to be sure. This requires a lot more trust in the game. You have to assume that every clue you're being given is for a reason. It's either a play, a discard, setting up some other kind of play. I have other videos you can watch on Hanabi to learn some really advanced strategies. This is an epically fun game. Works best with 3 or 4 players. It's alright with 2, but really you lose some of the really big combos and things that can only be done when you can see 2 other players' hands and give a clue to one of them that also tips off the other. It's really cool. I love this game very much. I hope to see you playing Hanabi. I would be happy to teach this, play it with you. There are Discord strategy sessions we've done with this a couple times. We played several games as a hive mind, where everyone talks about what the clue meant, what the best clue we could give is, and when to play, when to clue, that kind of stuff. Alright, thanks for watching.